Alrighty, how's it going, everybody? 1 of 1 back again, and we're going to... Sorry, that was probably a little loud right there, huh? We're going to try updating the code inside this thing. That's what we're going to try to do. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. And I guess what we can do first is to pull the code. That is not the right code. Okay, hang on. Why is this... Is this not even connected to the same... Oh, it's not. That's just power. Data's down here. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so let me see... what our power situation is first. We're at 33%. Okay, and we do have a little bit of sun coming in, so that's good. Okay, and then this is all done, I think, right? That's fine. This I can turn off. Basically, I'm just going to try to save as much power as I can right now. Oh, hey, dirty ore. You can go in there, too. I didn't realize when it found its way over here. Okay, so that can turn off. Technically, all of this can turn off, too. And then I can do that with this, but I think that would also turn off the combustion centrifuge. I think. I could be wrong. Is this on its own circuit thing? It is. Okay. Alright. So then I'll turn that off. And that'll turn off... Basically, all of our rocket stuff is now off. We can turn this off. How's this doing? We'll let that continue running, I guess. Now, with all of this off, we should be gaining. We are. Okay, good. We can turn that off as well. And then this is kind of running off of its own... Oh. Is that still pulling from... Yeah, okay. So these are all fully charged. They'll last for a while now. It looks like a lot of stuff was harvested. A lot of stuff was harvested, so that's good. Potatoes are still growing. Looks like our ferns are thriving. We have our tomato. Good. Alright, so yeah, so this should be good for a while then, and that should be gaining, I don't know if I could say quickly, but it should at least be charging. And then all of that's off. I could turn everything off in here too. That would definitely save us some power. So let's turn off that, and that, and that. And then turn that off as well. Okay, and then this can turn off, and that can turn off, and this can turn off. That I'll leave on for now. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. Now it's going up quite a bit. Good. Very good. It's going up like 0.07 per tick. That's, and like this is like total percentage, like assuming that all of these are at 100% capacity. So that is a lot of power coming in right now. All right. And then you're just about done, so we'll let you just kind of chill, or you know what? No, we'll turn you off too. It's fine. 35 to 42, so that's 0.07. Okay, good. All right. So now, with that, I can be fairly certain that I'm not going to run out of power anytime soon. And then I'm going to have to use my laptop here because this isn't connected to that, apparently. All right, so we're going to take this and turn it off. Take that and then import whatever we got from it. All right. Okay, so now I have to take these here and I have to figure out how to make this work. So I'm going to pull up this thing. I know you guys can't see it, but pulling it up onto my other screen. And we're going to look into Stationeers, coding. And then there's, hang on, I just gotta find the right thing. Something with a name, right? Name. Is that gonna help me? There we go. Yeah, so this is all of the stuff that you can do via name, right? So loads logic type from all output network devices with provided type and name hashes using the provided batch mode. Can you use either the load or the number? Okay, so we have the device hash, which we pull up here. And then we have the name hash, which is the specific name for that particular item. And then we can do the logic type. So this is how we load stuff and how we can set stuff. So I think I can make this maybe sort of work. So we're gonna try it. So, and this is for loading slots. This is for loading, this is probably just this one right here, and this one right here is probably what we're gonna use the most. So before I do anything in that, we're gonna find the large battery kit, and that makes the station battery large. Okay, here is the prefab hash. So this is what we have to save, right? So I'm gonna pause the game again, and we're gonna do alias. Actually, I don't even know if this is the correct way to do this, but actually, hold on. Let me just, instead of doing that, we'll do it here. And this is for a large battery hash. Okay. So this is what we have to reference, right? So I'm going to make, probably have to reorganize all of these things, of course. Current charge, yeah, so let's load this thing first, right? So alias, battery hash, R0. Now, I'm just guessing with all of this, so I could be completely wrong, but I think it'll work, maybe? Okay, and then I have to load this or something, right? So let's move battery hash, and then I think that's how we do that. So that stores the hash for the large batteries there. Okay, and that was LBN, SBN, sorry. Stack memory. Okay, so that's stack traversing. Okay, device ports, labels, constants, indirect referencing, debugging devices. Learning MIPS, great. Branching logic and math. I'm just scrolling through this thing on the other screen. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm trying to speak as I do all this stuff. Let's see. Alias, move, load, read. Works with aliases, is load slot. Okay, so we have to read from these batteries. So this will be load. Now I wonder, do I want to use the hash method? Okay, so stack memory, special registers, return address, stack pointer. Return jump, if anyone AL, remember line inscription. Return to SP tracks the next index within the stack. A memory that can store up to 512 values to be pushed, written, or popped, read from. Pushed or pop, huh? Okay. Okay, so I have no idea what the hell I'm doing here, so and then don't we have to like tell this thing to hang on. Man, I wish I had like multiple screens that I could bring up here so I could like open up like other lines of text, I guess. Stationeers, and what is that? Harvey 500 or something like that? Yeah. Okay, how to automate, automating. I need the actual code here. Harvey controller. Nope, that's not gonna work. Comments, does that? I know this is probably like super not exciting for you guys because I'm just doing a lot of reading quickly. Okay, so how? I just want to see like the code, right? Because otherwise I have to do this, then I have to export to this, and then I have to go into here, and then I have to go into the library, and then I have to bring up this, so that way, and then it's going to overwrite everything, and that's the only way that I can go in here and take a look at what this is. Okay. So then we have push, hash, whatever, and then push 0 is how we end it, and then, oh, define, that's what I need to use, okay. Harvey, and then define the tray. That's all fine and well and good. Move SP to 0, increment, set name, check it. And then, okay, so that's LBN R0. And what are we putting into R0? Or no, we're loading batch with a name. Okay, so Harvey is this. So this is the hash. And then set name. Is that like oh, no. Set name is R10. Okay. So we're loading. Activate minimum. Okay, I gotta. Can I like copy this? Okay, now we're gonna cancel. We're gonna edit this thing again, right? Okay. So I'm gonna just kind of copy in a bunch of stuff here. Okay, so that is loading that, activate minimum, okay. We'll confirm and we'll export this again. And then I think so long as I don't save it. Okay, copy. I was hoping to do it like in a different way, but I mean, until I really understand how this works, I'm not going to be able to optimize it. So we're just going to have to do what we can, I guess. Okay, so that is how we're setting this, and then Harvey set name. And then I need the define. So this right here has to be define. Battery hash has that. And then let me look up define just to make sure I understand completely what that is doing. Yeah, string number creates a label that we replace throughout the program with a provided value. Okay, so it's like just basically establishing a variable. Okay, that's easy enough. Let's see. We'll confirm, and that should save it. And then if I go over here and I overwrite it, as long as I don't save it, once it's overwritten. Okay, DB setting, move SP1. Okay, so SP is this very specific thing, and that is set by doing all of this. So that's the very first thing I need to do, and that's on the reset. Okay. But then again, I also have to take a look at what my code is doing to make sure that I'm understanding what it is that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm adding the charge up. Okay, so that can be done with this hash thing. So let's just reset and then move SP0. And then we have to increment that. Okay, so we're gonna sleep first, and then we have to add SP1. Okay, so then this just increments our counter. Okay, and then this, let's see, this resets the stack. I'm going to put that to this because the stack very specifically is a thing here. So, okay, and then I have to set up all of my batteries. So that's going to be push hash and then station. Is it station battery 1? I'm gonna have to take a look at the exact thing that I have here. So we'll confirm this. Station battery 1 with spaces. Okay. Spaces make a difference because if you're trying to go with station battery 1 with no spaces, it's different than station battery 1 with spaces. Okay, so, and then we're going to push hash station battery 2, and we're going to push hash station battery 3, and then supposedly, if I can make this thing work in the way that it needs to work, I can put as many station batteries as I want, and they can all be controlled with this single IC. Battery 3, no, that's 4, okay, good, good. Okay, so that does not need to be a thing. And then this, I'm going to move out of here and put it just above this. Now granted, I don't really need to have that there because it's pretty much explained by that. Let's see. Then we'll go here, put these things all back down to where they were before. 5, okay. And then all of these don't need to be in here. So I can take these out for now. Okay. Now, my question here is if we move to 0, right, and then we're just adding 1 to it, that means that our first value stored here is 0. And then we have to end this hash. Oh, right, I should be pausing this. Whoops. Push SP0, I think. Hang on, let's confirm this. Go back into here, take a look at this again. No, it's just push 0 after that. Okay, so push is very specifically for SP, which is why we don't have to do that. Yeah, we don't have to call out SP here. So push is very specifically for SP. It can't be used for anything else. Good to know. All right. Let's see. So another thing that I want to put in here is 9 megawatts. So this is going to be like our max storage based on the batteries that we have connected on here so far. 9 megawatts, and this is only on batteries that are being controlled by this particular thing. So if we do that, then we'll know that 4 times 9 is 36, and that is how we get this. Let's see, so maximum charge equals total megawatts per battery listed in SP. Or the stack, I suppose. Okay. So we've got all of these crazy things here, right? And then we'll confirm that, and then I'll go back, pause. Let's look at this again, because I really have to try to understand this code. And if I can do this without relying on this to go through like all of the different things, I kind of want to, if I can. But then again, this might actually be the easiest way to do it because each of them are going to have like a different name, so, right? Anyways, okay, so set dB, so this is the housing, setting to 1. I think this is just a stored value. I think we use that as a comparison. Okay, so branch if not equal to 0, R0. Okay, so now R0, what are we setting to R0? So that's the set name, right? We go, okay, so this is to check the device. Hang on. And then we jump back to start from here. So why do we have this as a label here if it doesn't actually do anything? I mean, I think that's just, I mean, you could easily just make this, you know, a note saying, hey, this is what we're doing. Because, I mean, nowhere in here does it tell anything to go back to check device, right? It's not anywhere up here, right? It's not anywhere down here. So having it like this is misleading. Okay, so then we're going to load batch by name, Harvey, and then the set name. Okay, alias set name R10. So I think I need to do that. So then R10 is set where? Or are we just calling R10 set name? Okay, so we're incrementing, and then we're peeking at the set name, so we're just looking at it. And then branch if equal to set name. Oh, if it equals 0, then reset. So then that goes back to 0. Okay, so this is how we go from, or we're basically checking to see if we're at the end of the set. So this is literally the end of the set right here, right? So it will continue going past this if I don't tell it to reset and move the SP back to 0. Okay, so I think that makes sense. Okay. So I'm going to need these things here. And that's going to be after the start. Okay. So we'll cancel. We'll go back into here. Pause the game. Okay. All right. So let's go here. So peak set name. Hold on. What is the proper usage for that? Peak register. Oh, value at the top of the stack. Okay, hang on. Confirm. Let's go back in here. Okay, I'm a little confused here. So we're calling register 10 set name, right? So that needs to be set up first. But we're not filling register 10 with anything, right? We're just calling it a name. So is that something very specific to set variables here to customize operation, collect seeds, give same name, enter the names in the sets, end the list with push 0, okay. So alias set name register 10, I guess. Okay, so alias set name R10. Okay, so that allows me to do this, and then branch if equal to 0, then set name, and then we have to go to reset, right? I think that's how that works. Okay. Oh, this is setting it to register 10. Okay, so then peak takes whatever is in here and it sets it to register 10. Okay, so peak is a set command. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay. And then branch equal to 0, register 10, which we have set. So if we pull the 0 from up here, and so that's going to be in here. So then if that equals 0, which means we're at the end of this after incrementing it however many times, then we reset. But this has to change a little bit because this isn't going to work exactly for what I'm trying to do here. Because right now this will just go through each item in the list and it'll do one thing for that set of items, but I need to go through all of the things in the list quickly to figure out what the total charge is, and then I can do the math for, you know, the setting here. And then this is what controls that. Okay. All right, so this part in here is going to be the difficult one. So we're going to move the current charge to 0, so we're basically zeroing it out at this point, right? Okay, so then what's going to happen here? Okay, so we're going to move current charge to 0 up here. And then this is resetting the counter. Now this is a different kind of counter. It's more like a resetting the sum, I think, or counter sum. Counter sum. I don't know. And this is going to increase that. And then if we equal to 0, then we want to reset, which will move back here. And then I think this has to move up here. And then the main, because we're just going to be going through this stuff as quickly as possible. And then when we get to the end and we reset, that's when we want it to sleep. Okay. So then, and I can loop this a couple of times. Okay, so now I need to load counter battery 1 charge. Okay, so I need to figure out how to get this to reference. And let me just replace my battery real quick. Also, let's try not to waste that battery. All right. All right. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Good on power for a little bit at least. All right. Actually, what is the battery status inside of here? 98%, okay. That's, yeah, we're good. Okay. Okay, so let's go back in. Of course, it's telling me that I need water now, so let's go ahead and drink the water. Okay, so let's go back in. All right. All right, now we're gonna load into this, and I'm gonna see how he's pulling stuff out of here. So load batch name, and this is the slot. Okay. So I'm gonna use either LBN or LBNS, and I think it's just gonna be LBN. And that's looking up R0. What is R0 in this? Is R0 not used for anything? Or are we just calling it here as just R0 and we're just using that repeatedly? Okay, I think that's kind of what he's doing here. So, RV set name, activate, and then minimum. So this I'm a little concerned about, I suppose. But I'm just going to assume that using minimum will be fine. So, LBN R0. Okay, so here, we're going to move the current charge to 0, and then we're going to do LBN R0. What is R0 anyways? Like, am I using R0 for something? I am. Okay, so then this should probably be something else. Okay, so let me do alias current stack. We're going to call this one R9. Okay, so then from here, oh, wait, this is, wait, no, this is correct. Okay, hang on. Okay, so then, so of the current stack, which is R9, the device hash, which is going to be set name, wait, no, that is not. That is going to be the hash for that, which is going to be the battery hash. Okay, battery hash, and then the name will be the set name. And then we're going to pull charge, and the batch mode is just going to be minimum, I guess. Okay. Now, hang on. What is R0? So R0 is our counter, right? Current charge, max charge, okay. So maybe I can just use R0 without having to set R9. So let me get rid of that, and we'll just use R0, because it's kind of like our counter anyways. So we'll set this to R0, which is going to be our counter, which is basically what it is, right? And then we're going to look at the item, or the piece of equipment, which is defined by the battery hash, and then of all of those items connected, specifically the one with this set name. And then we're going to pull up the charge of that, and then we're going to load counter. Hang on. Oh, no, we're adding. Sorry. Add R0 to R0. Save that. Wait, isn't R0 and the counter the same thing? No, current charge. Okay, counters are 5. Okay, so then does this have to be... Well, no, because this is R5 and we're loading the current. Okay, yeah, I think that's correct. Okay. And then what we have to do here is then increment so we're going to call this increment. And then from here, we jump to increment. Okay. So then this should go through here, and it's going to increment our SP, right? So that's our stack hash thing, whatever, right? That I have all of the different variables in. Okay. So we're going to increment it first. We're going to see what the name is, and then if that name is 0, we're going to reset to here. And then we're going to add that up. Okay. So then if we pass each of these things, so if we pass this branch, which means that we're not going to branch because it's not equal to 0, which means it actually has a name, then what we're going to do is we're going to load batch LBN. What is the, hang on. Sorry, LBN. Loads logic type from all network devices. So yeah, so this is batch. Okay, so load batch with a name. At least that's what I'm understanding this as. Okay, so then load batch name. So we're going to take, and we're going to load counter, which is R5. Wait, does this make sense? Because counter is R5, right? Yeah, counter is R5, and then current charge is R0. Or wait, no, we're adding, okay, so I still don't understand like the order of these things. So we're adding and we're storing it in R0, right? These two items. I think that's how that works. Okay. So then that'll take whatever is currently in here, which is nothing, right? Because we should be setting it to nothing. That should be a move, maximum charge, minimum charge. Do I not? Oh yeah, here we go. So move current charge to 0. So this is where we're resetting it, right? And then R0 is our current charge. So instead of calling that here, I should probably just put R0 because that's easier to see that I'm using the same thing. Okay. And then if I'm not going to use that, well, I mean, it's fine. Okay, so then we are resetting the counter sum. Okay. And then we go into the increment section of this. Then we add 1 to our stack, which then moves it on to the next thing. We look at what the name is. If the name equals 0, we reset. If it's not, then we move on to the next thing. We load batch with a name. So we're loading into counter charge from this device. So it's a large battery with this particular name, and we're loading charge. Okay, so that's being loaded into counter. So that's being set here, and R0, which is reset to 0, is got nothing in it so far. So on the first iteration, it's adding whatever this is to 0. So it just ends up with whatever this is. And then we jump to increment, where it goes through this again. And let's see. So then we're incrementing it, checking it, and then it adds that to it again if there's something there. Yeah, and then we're keeping R0 here as the actual, literally the counter sum. Okay, so then I can get rid of all of this because I took care of all of that with my little loop here. Okay. And then, once we have all of this stuff, this I don't think changes. But this part here does. Okay. So now I have to set our new solid gen min percentage. And then solid gen max percentage. I could do it like this, I think. It would make more sense. So our solid generator minimum and maximum percentage is here. So sgen, and then I'm also going to need, I mean, our counter is still here. Okay, so then do I change this? Okay, and then we're going to need alias fuel generator minimum percentage R4, and then alias fuel generator max percentage R5. So I'm just establishing that these particular registers are going to be called in my coding fgen and sgen max and min percentages. Okay, so then that can go there. The counter, I think we can just increment that, and that should be fine, because I don't think I'm using R5 anywhere. Okay. And then, is there going to be any reason for me to jump back to main? Or would I just jump back to reset? And if that's the case, then reset should be main, and we can just get rid of all of this. Okay. And then we'll move this down to here, so I can keep my move commands kind of all in the same place. Okay, so this resets the stack, resets the counter sum, and then we're going to sleep. And then once we do that, we do our incrementing, we go through all of our stuff. All right. All right. Now, this is just to set the LED to whatever our current charge is, which is fine. This pull from hash notes. Yes, that's just going to be there. Okay. So we have our min percentage, max percentage, but this is just for the solid generator. Okay, so this is going to be sgen. And then the generator can still be up in here. Okay, but then I'm going to call it the solid generator to separate it from the fuel generator. And then we're going to alias fuel generator into D1. So that way, so I have to assign this. Okay, so we have S generator, fuel, so solid generator, fuel generator. All right. Then that should have broken some stuff. So sgen. Is this not letting me write? Why can't I write anything on here? Okay. So I only get this many characters, like until it hits the end here, and then I can't write anymore. That kind of sucks. Okay, so then we'll call this sgen. Oops, no, that has to stay. That can go down, okay. And then this can go down. And then solid generator, okay. Okay, now I can type in the n. Okay, good to go. All right. So now that I've got these, sgen min percentage, does that need to be that big? Let's see, current percentage is R6. I mean, I don't really need to write Well, let me just take off AGE. Now that I know that there's a character limit per line. Okay. Okay, so that should be good there. Okay. So we've got all of this fun stuff here. So we've got our solid generator hooked up to D0. We're going to hook up our fuel generator to D1. We're going to have our LED hooked up to D5. And we have all of our registers set up here. We've defined our large battery hash. So this is how we identify the piece of equipment that we want to look up. We're pulling this from the max here. So actually, could I do like something like that? No, I don't like it. We'll keep it like that, short, sweet. Okay, so then I don't need this because I've already got that input. Oops, nope, you need to stay as a 0. Okay. So main is basically our reset, right? But here, actually no, this is still correct, I think. Yeah, because once we're setting all this stuff, we do want to jump back here and let it sleep for a little bit, and then we'll find all of our new values again. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And then, let's see. So I have to set, there we go. So here, so we're going to move fuel gen min %. This is going to be 20. And then we're going to move fuel gen max %, and that's going to be 90. So as soon as our battery power hits 20%, it should trigger the fuel generator to go on. And you know what, I could just keep this at 85%. But then again, if I'm going to keep them both at 85%, then there's really no point in having two different things. So if I do min %, max %, okay, so if I get rid of this, and then I have our max % just be here. Okay, that's, game is being weird right now. Okay, so then this is going to be generator max %, because that's going to be shared between both of them. They're both going to be at 85. So I can take this off there and remove this line. And then we'll have two different starting things here. So our fuel generator is going to take over as our main recharge, right? And then if we happen to be out of fuel, that's when it'll kick into the solid generator once we hit 15%. And then honestly, I could probably make this like 16%. It just has to be slightly different. And then maybe I could, well, actually, no, let's do this at 10, and we'll do this one at 15. Okay, so then we have our solid generator minimum %. So once we hit 10% total charge, it'll kick on the solid generator. But if we have fuel, then when it hits 15%, it'll kick on the fuel generator instead. So we're still backed up by our solid generator, but we're mostly going to be using our fuel generator from this point forward, basically. And I'll put a little note on here. So solid generator 10% start. Okay. And then fuel generator 15% start. And then generators 85% stop. Or I can just off. Turn off. And this would be like turn on. Turn on. Okay, so maybe that will help kind of explain that, I guess, a little bit better. Okay. So we have all of this. Okay, so we're incrementing, we're checking out what the name is. If the name equals 0, we reset. If not, we're going to go into here, we're going to load up the charge, add that charge to the counter, then we're going to increment it, which will go through here, check to make sure that we're not at the end again. Oh, this is going to get stuck. Okay. So we have no way unless I put this at the end, but that's not going to work because we have to go through all of these first. Okay, so let me think about this for a minute. All right. So we have our reset, we have our start. Well, actually, hang on, let me just reset. Oopsies. And then this one we'll just go call this one main. Main, okay. So here's the thing, eventually as we're cycling through this, it will get down to 0. And then it will go back to reset without ever going past this point. So what I have to do first is, instead of telling this to reset right away, this is when I tell it to jump forward. Okay, so if we hit the end, right? So if we're equal to 0, then we jump to calculations and it'll take whatever is stored in here currently and start doing all of this stuff. Okay. Yeah, so this will tell it to jump forward if we're at the end of our stack. And if we're not at the end of the stack, this will get ignored and it will jump back until we get to the end of the stack. So it's basically just going to go round, go round, go round. It'll get stuck here and then jump here. And then we have to jump this back to reset to start everything over again. So then this is going to go back to reset. This is going to go also back to reset. Okay. Branch less than current percent fuel gen min percent fuel gen on. Okay, so, and then we'll do the solid generator first. So F gen on, and then we're going to, let's see, solid generator, so fuel generator on 1. Wait, no, this is F generator, there we go, on 1. And then we're going to jump back to reset. And then for generator off, we're going to set both of these. So F generator on 0. Okay. So I think that fixes it. So if, and we want to do our emergency ones first, right? Because we want to make sure that we hit those before we try calculating for anything else. So always do your emergency stuff first before you do anything else, because otherwise you could get stuck. So all right, there's a lot of stuff on here, man. Okay, so we'll just do that. Okay, we're going to pull from the hash notes. Okay. This is all well and good. All right. Setting our max, setting our min percentages and our max percentages, setting up all of our batteries. So with this, I can add in more batteries, and then all I have to do is just update that. So that should be fairly easy to do. Then our reset resets the stack to 0. It also moves our counter sum to 0. So it resets our counter as well, and it's going to sleep for 5 seconds. And then it goes into the main loop. So from here, we're going to increment our counter. We're going to check out what name belongs to that particular set of the counter, or entry, or whatever value of the counter. And when I say counter, I mean the hash stack thing, right? So we're going to increment the stack, check out what the current name of the entry in the stack is. And then if it equals 0, which means that we've gotten to the end of the stack, we're going to run and do our calculations based on the stuff that we've done in previous ones. But assuming this is the first one, we're actually going to get a name, which means that this is not going to equal 0. So it'll skip this, and then it'll load batch, not branch, with a name. So it's going to load counter from the battery with that name. It's going to check out what the charge is, and I don't know if this has to be minimum. I'm assuming it has to be minimum. And then we're going to add that to our 0, which is kind of like our going counter, I guess. So, yeah. So then we're just going to add, just keep on adding, keep on adding, keep on adding until our 0 becomes fully hashed out, right? I think. I could be wrong. Hang on. R0 is what? Current charge, right? Okay, so current charge. So that's this here, okay. So we're dividing the current percentage by the current charge, or sorry, no, we're dividing, storing that value in current percent, and then we're dividing the current charge by the maximum charge. Okay. And then we're going to multiply and store that. So we're basically, because this is going to give us a decimal, right? But we want it to give us an actual percent. So we're going to multiply this value here, which we're discovering it through the division. We're multiplying it by 100 and then storing it back in itself. So basically we're overwriting it. And then we're going to take our LED and change it to display whatever it is that we just discovered here. So that's going to give us our percentage. And then based on that percentage, if it is less than what we need for a solid generator to go on, which is 10%, we're going to jump to turn the solid generator on. And then if it's not at that, so if it's above 10 but below 15, then that'll be when this one kicks on, and it'll kick on the fuel generator down here, and it'll go back to reset. And then if these are both already on and they're doing their thing, and our current percentage is over our given maximum percentage, which is 85%, then we're going to go and jump over here to generator off, which is going to turn off both the solid and the fuel generator and then reset everything again. So I think this is good. So I'm going to confirm, and then we will export it. And then this is going to give me an error because I don't have the fuel generator hooked up yet. Area gas fuel generator. There we go. And then this can be nothing because I'm not using it for anything. I don't think there's a value for nothing. Okay. No, yep. No device. No device. And this goes to no device. Okay. So these are not used then. Okay. So now hopefully this does not give us an error. If it was going to give us an error, it would have done so already. So I think we might actually have done it. Now I just got to make sure that the LED is updating, because if the LED is updating, then we will know that we have this correct. Okay, that was a lot of coding. Jesus. Brain hurting. All right, how are we doing? That should be updating every 5, and it's updating. It's doing it. It's doing its thing. That makes me happy. Okay. All right, so now we need to drain some of the battery here. So we're gonna start turning things back on. And I wanna make sure that the fuel generator kicks on and actually generates power. So Let's just turn all of these things back on, because I know that these use up a lot of power. Okay, are we dropping? 28.14. 28, nope, we're still charging. Okay. We'll turn you back on. What else can I turn back on? That's all fine and good here. That thing is still running, okay. And of course we're gonna have to fight with whatever energy we're generating from the sun here, so that's cool. Let's see, what else can I turn on? We can turn all of this on again. Well, no, we'll leave that one off for now. But we'll turn on all of our rocket stuff again. Let's see, what else? Okay, so are we draining now? 2836. 2840, no, we're still charging. Okay. I need to test this, man. Just work with me. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's turn this back on. That's already doing its thing. It's processing through the last of its mix. All right. I suppose we can turn all of these on. I'm just trying to just increase our draw as much as I can. Turn that on too, I suppose. We'll turn this on. Okay, are you going down now? 2861. 2862, we are still charging. Okay. Let's turn all of our drills back on. Okay, how about now? 5.8, 5.5. Okay, now we're finally draining. Like all the stuff that I have to turn on just to drain the batteries, it's ridiculous. All right, and we got 2 more of that going through. I don't think there's anything else I can turn on in here. All of that stuff is still on. You just can't see it. Let's see, this is bypassing the transformer. Why are we bypassing the transformer? Whatever, I don't know, it's fine. Okay, so all of this, I believe, is working currently. Okay. So now I have to wait for the power to drop all the way down. It's probably going to take a little while. So let me turn on this transformer as well. See if we can drain the power a little bit faster. Okay, so we're at 2812, 2802. Okay, yeah, so we are dropping a little bit faster now. It's going to take us, I mean, if this is every 5 ticks, which is what, like 2.5 seconds? 2, 3, 4. No, it's actually 5 seconds. Okay. So if we have to go from 276 down to 150, that's going to be 125. Divided by 5 is 500, no, 625. Which is what, 10 minutes? Jeez. Is there anything else I can turn on? I mean, the other thing that I could do is just disconnect this. And then that would just prevent any power being made in here from going down onto the line in here, which I can't see because it's blocked by that, but it's behind that line. I mean, I could do that. And then if each one of those is doing, what, like 500 kilowatts, and we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 of them? So that's, what, 55? I mean, that's 5 megawatts, right? That's quite a lot. Well, what else can I turn on? I know I've got to have some some pumps around here that I can turn on. That one's already turned on, I suppose. Down to 43 degrees in there. Okay, so it's cooling, just not very quickly. What is going on in here? What is going on in here? Hang on a sec. Did I break something again? Why is it all going this way? Pressure is consistent. Temperature is consistent. We're not losing anything, so I don't know why all the little air thingy things are going this way, but and we have all kinds of mushrooms here, so that's cool. Mushroom seeds. Seeds. Mushrooms, mushrooms, mushroom seeds. Mushroom seeds. Mushroom, mushroom seeds. Okay. No, this one made seeds. Okay. Okay, there's another stack of mushrooms. Okay. So we have all kinds of seeds and all kinds of mushrooms. Okay, so that's 40 mushrooms and 10 mushroom seeds out of that. That's a lot. Can I do anything with mushrooms? Corn, mushrooms. Can I not do anything with mushrooms? What gives, dude? Oh, no, that's soy. Are mushrooms not used for anything? Like, what's going on here? Mushroom. Are these really not used for anything? So, okay, so what am I supposed to do here? Okay, so we're at 21%. Okay, and we are well over an hour. Okay. So I don't think we're going to get to the point unless I completely just disconnect this. Which I kind of don't want to do. I mean, I could do it, I suppose. Alright, so we'll just disconnect from there. Okay, so that should be keeping us from generating completely, which means that hopefully this drops down a little bit faster. Okay, so now it's dropping by 0.2. Okay. I don't know, man. And we're already like an hour and 10 minutes in this video, jeez. Okay. Waste tank, right? Yes, okay. This tank, yes, okay. And then You're probably going to yell at me pretty soon for needing power in the battery. So we'll just replace that now. Okay, 18.15. Okay, so I need to see that little tiny light go on. Provided that does go on, we should be fine. Should probably make sure there's fuel going into there, right? Oh, whoops. There we go. Yeah, we have plenty of fuel in there. Okay. Good to go. So that should work. Getting closer. Hopefully it kicks on. Really hoping it clicks on. Or it kicks on, I should say. Let's go. Does it work? Does it work? Does it work? The tension is palpable. Not quite there yet. Okay, now it should turn on. There we go. Hey! We are good to go. All right, so that is doing its thing. We are recharging. Excellent. A little worried. Wait, no, now just turn back off. What? What? What happened? Oh, okay. Why is it turning on here and then turning off once we get above 15? Oh, is that overloading? Wait, whoa. Okay, so that's weird. Yeah, so you see, is that pressure or temperature? Generator. This thing isn't going to explode, is it? Gas fuel generator. This doesn't really help me out much, does it? Okay, well, I got to figure out what's going on here, but I don't know, I'll probably have a fix by the next video, but we know that the code itself works. We just haven't figured out how to make the generator work properly yet. So we're going to work on that, but that's going to be it for this video. We are way over our time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed though, and if you did, hopefully you'll join me for the next one, but until then, have a good one.